Hi, it's Amy Jensen, Geriatric Care Manager and owner of Genson Geriatrics Management. Happy New Year. The top two New Year's resolutions are, can you guess? More exercise and lose weight. And I thought I would jump on the bandwagon and address the importance of incorporating exercise into the daily routine of older adults. There's a new disease out there. Do you know what it is? It's the sitting disease, otherwise known as a sedentary lifestyle. Inactivity can result in higher chances of depression, greater difficulty with activities of daily living. Dressing, bathing, and eating are just a few of the ADLs that can be impacted by a sedentary lifestyle. More rapid bone loss. Older adults are at a much higher risk of experiencing bone loss, and a sedentary lifestyle can result in greater bone loss and at a higher rate. And a sedentary lifestyle also puts older adults at risk for type 2 diabetes. As a geriatric care manager, I see many of my clients afflicted with one, if not all, of the above. It's important to emphasize the importance of a healthy diet and appropriate exercise to keep our aging loved ones not only active, but healthy and safe. So today we are speaking with Jeff Goldberg. Jeff is a former collegiate athlete and is a personal trainer, strength and conditioning coach, and founder of Goldberg Fitness in Agoura, California. He's an ACE certified personal trainer and CrossFit Level 2 coach, and holds multiple certifications in functional movement, weightlifting, mobility, and nutrition. But what's important today is that Jeff's specialty is function fitness for an aging population. His goal is to aid in the battle against chronic disease and help clients fight off decrepitude. So welcome, Jeff.
Hello. So there's a favorite quote of mine, Amy, and thank you for having me, and Happy New Year, Merry Christmas. Favorite quote of mine: the needs of the Olympic athlete and our grandparents differ only by degree and not kind. And what does that mean? It means all of us every day have the need to be able to squat properly, right? Get in and out of a chair, get in and out of your car, get, up and down, going to the bathroom. We all have a need to pick things up off the ground, right? Whether it's your grandchildren, an Amazon package, we all have a need to put weight up over our head. We all have a need to have good posture, to move properly. So that's my favorite quote, and really why I got into the business.
Well, that's great to hear, and that's very applicable. You put that in everyday terminology to emphasize that exercise is not something that just takes place in a gym, but is something that impacts our, like I said, activities of daily living.
Absolutely.
I touched in the beginning on the risks of a sedentary lifestyle. Can you tell us some of the benefits of exercising even when you're older?
Sure, they're numerous. First is just improved mood, overall health. Um, you know, you mentioned my bio that what I do, we're here to fight chronic disease. So hypertension, diabetes. Um, I have seen countless examples of my clients, even in their 60s and older, be able to get off of diabetes medication, get off of blood pressure medication, just feel better, not wake up in the morning with hip pain, knee pain, shoulder issues. Um, Improves the main one. A lot of my clients come in for improved strength and balance. The best example I like to use is a lunge, right? A simple, just you're standing up tall. Can you take a step forward, keeping your torso nice and tall, keep your core nice and engaged, and get your back knee to the ground? Are you able to do that? Many of my clients, when they first come to me, cannot. And after working with me a few months, I've been able to get a lot of them to be able to. Now, why is that important? Imagine you're walking your dog, and your dog pulls you, and you don't want to get pulled over, right? You don't want to trip. Well, that's a lunge. That's what it is. So it's strength, balance, overall health, get off of medication, overall mood improvement. And it's a social dynamic. It's a place to meet people and say hi to your friends.
Those are all great. And again, very valid reasons. And you're giving great examples on how we incorporate this into our daily life. Some of those I want to circle back to, but
Sure.
I'm going to jump. So doctors tell us that any type of movement, even low intensity exercise, is beneficial. Many assisted living or memory care communities, as well as senior centers, they offer low impact classes such as chair exercises. And chair exercises are great because they are a low impact way to incorporate movement into your routine. And chair exercises can even target specific areas like legs, arms, or core. There's also Silver Sneakers, which is a fitness and wellness program
Hmm.
offered through certain eligible Medicare plans. But I'd like to talk to you today to explore the idea that exercise doesn't have to be limited as you age.
Hmm.
What kind of exercises are out there outside of chair exercises and low impact exercises?
Sure. So, as you said, chair exercises are great, and it's certainly better than not doing anything. However, it's very hard if your concerns are strength and balance. It's very hard to build strength without some form of resistance training. So, the best things that, when I'm starting with a client, we do a lot of things where maybe working with just, let's say it's a deadlift, right? Picking weight up off the ground. Um, we're not going to use a barbell. We're going to start with maybe a broomstick, right? Just to get the mobility patterns in the right place. Then maybe we'll use a 5 or 10 pound weighted PVC pipe, right? So it's what I do, and you mentioned functional movement. It's compound multi-joint movements. Okay. So if you've gone to a 24-hour fitness or an LA fitness, you see people sitting in machines and they're isolated movements. That's okay, but that's not what we do in the real world. In the real world, we're walking, we're running, we're moving around, or we're moving all our joints simultaneously. So the exercises of squatting, lifting, pushing, pressing, those are all multi-joint functional movements.
And you've mentioned that you have clients in their 60s and some
Mhm.
older. Um, Basic question. And it may sound silly, but do you need to be in good health to take on a gym workout and working out with a trainer?
Absolutely not. It's an excellent question. It's a very, I would like to say that's the LA question, right? Oh, I'm not fit enough to go to the gym. Um, and I get that. I completely understand that. And there's a big fear motivator, or a big fear factor of just walking in. Um, and the best thing that you can do is just show up, right? Set your goal of, okay, I'm just going to show up. My goal for the next month, I'm going to hire a trainer and I'm going to work out with him, whatever, 2 days a week, 3 days a week, half hour at a time, right? Just walk in the door.
Okay. And you mentioned that you were able to see some of your clients succeed in getting off certain types of medications. But are you able to modify your training program for those who have medical conditions, not necessarily diabetes, but
Sure.
perhaps more commonly seen ailments among our geriatric population?
Sure. I mean, the most common, let's take example, a client, we'll call her Kathy, who has knee replacement surgery. She had her right knee replaced twice. So obviously we have to modify certain things, right? There's certain movements where she just doesn't have that full range of motion yet. But the goal over time is to work to whatever the end of range of motion is pain free. And her husband's also a client of mine, and has told me countless stories. It's like, wow, she wakes up in the morning now and she's not complaining about her knee hurting. She's not running to go take her Mobic.
And what about not to minimize the
Sure.
pain and significance of a knee replacement surgery, but are you able to modify programs for age-related conditions such as post-stroke?
Sure. Um, a lot of that is so let's say somebody's been through occupational therapy. Um, a lot of things that I do first is to understand kind of what the condition is, what muscle issues they have post stroke. So one thing I do, I want to differentiate between what I call bilateral exercises and unilateral. So bilateral meaning I'm using both my arms at the same time. Think like a bench press. Okay. Most of my exercises, whether it's stroke related or not, we do a lot of unilateral exercises, meaning I'm moving one arm at a time, right? I'm moving just my right arm, then just my left arm, or I'm doing something just on my right leg, then just on my left leg. That's really, really important. It's important for anybody, but really important in an older population because you have a lot of muscle imbalances. And that can be either from a condition you had or just a normal aging process. And by doing unilateral exercises, we work a lot on those muscle imbalances. So let's say somebody, when they sit, they have a, big shift of their hips, right? So by doing a lot of unilateral exercises, we work on straightening that out.
Okay. And then are there any medical conditions that should keep someone out of a gym? And perhaps chair exercises might be more appropriate for them.
Well, I would say cardiac conditions, you need to watch your intensity, right? It's not a matter of high impact or low impact. It's really watching your heart rate. Um, so, somebody who, is coming out of bypass surgery, you definitely want to take it a little bit slower. But that would be the main issue. We're just
Right.
really monitoring a cardiac issue. So it
Great.
doesn't limit you from training, but you just need to be a little careful with it.
All great tips and useful suggestions. And before we sign off, we're not quite halfway through the month, but
Okay.
January 17th, I've been told, is also known as Break Your Resolution Day. So, do you have any tips on how we can overcome this hurdle?
Sure. I'm gonna kind of go back to what I said before about goal setting, right? I want you to think about whether it's a finish or anything else. Set measurable, attainable goals, right? I've seen it. I can't tell you how many times I've seen somebody come in. They're completely gung ho. I'm going to do this 6 days a week. This time I really mean I'm going to lose those same 20 pounds. And inside of 2 weeks, you don't see them again. So set measurable, attainable goals, right? And that's just that maybe your goal for the first month is I'm just going to show up. I'm just going to respect the process and see what happens. Okay, I want to lose 20 pounds, but that's going to take 4 months, right? So, okay, so for the first month, I just want to lose 5 pounds. I just want to be able to, you know, squat to a little bit deeper depth. Something that is measurable and attainable and time bound. Those are the main things for goal setting.
Excellent. Excellent advice that applies to all of us at any
Absolutely.
age. And I want to thank you for your time and your insight. You've really help us understand that exercise is not just about going to a gym and pushing weights around, but that those movements are involved in our day-to-day life and our day-to-day existence. And that again is at any age across the board, but it doesn't have to be limited to those who are of the younger set. So thank you
Yeah,
for letting us know that exercise at any impact level can apply, and our older adults can benefit from all of these services.
sure. I'll leave you with one quick anecdote. I've heard this story from my parents. I'm too young to remember it, but my great grandmother, when I was born, she was already 90 something. She lived on her own in San Francisco, one of those 2-story duplexes, um, and would get on the floor with me to play with me when I was a infant and a 2-year old. So my hope is that everybody, whether in their 70s, 80s, or 90s, still has the mobility and the strength to get down on the ground and then get themselves up off the ground to play with their grandchildren and great grandchildren.
Well, that's a great message to go out on. So
All
thanks
right.
so much for your time, Jeff, and I look forward to seeing all of you soon.
All right. Happy holidays.